So today we're doing something a little bit different than usual. We're going to be putting some vinyl. He's already started on the driver's side, so we're going to be doing the rear. So let's go ahead and get started. You have like a bunch of like dinners with you?
I went to Meyer on my way here.
You want me to like put those in the fridge for you or something?
I'll be fine right now.
I mean...
Like Tyler said, I'm going to be wrapping the B-pillars, and a couple of things you'll need are a squeegee, preferably one with a felt or suede tip. A razor blade, retractable, preferably, just because they're a little bit more precise. Vinyl, obviously. Some paper towel, and some isopropyl alcohol. Alright, so first things first, I am actually going to be removing some trim just because it'll make it a little easier on me to get some of the corners down here. And it's still going to be really hard to get around the corners here, and this backside won't be terrible, but on the Fiesta STs there's a little clip here. You just run it along the edge and just kind of slowly and carefully pry up, and it'll start to pull up along all the weather stripping and everything comes up. Careful not to bend it, just that's the key here, and it'll pop off just like that. You're going to peel off the old stuff because this stuff that Ford put on here from the factory is kind of janky and it fades and all that stuff. That's one of the reasons why I'm doing that. Get up in there and just kind of start peeling away at it until you get all of this part off, and they do slit it up here, which is nice, so you can actually, if you wanted to start up there, you can. Just be careful of the vinyl wrap underneath it and just start peeling all of it off. Quick tip for getting around this backside, since most of it you probably won't be able to get off unless you actually take the window out, take the window rubbers out and all that. Just take your knife and slowly just cut a relief cut along the backside.
So kind of what he's doing is, if you move this piece of trim back, there's kind of like a little gap where you can see my fingernail going in, that you can run that blade along. We can get the blade down to about right here. And then from there you just want to kind of be extra careful to not scratch. So peeling this is a lot like peeling Plasti Dip that was sprayed with like not enough layers. Is the best way I can describe trying to peel this. You kind of have to like really fight it. One thing we're going to want to do, and we're going to do, is use a heat gun to kind of heat this up a little bit. But as you can see, once you start getting it going, it just kind of flakes right out just like underlayered Plasti Dip. So I would definitely recommend putting a little heat to it. Not too much, just a little bit. And then you should get that adhesive a little warm, and then it should just come right off.
On the back side behind this rubber piece, I'm not sure how well you can tell, but there's a little like tab on the back side that you can kind of peel up a little bit.
So as you can see, after a little bit of heat gun, that peels much more uniformly and just much more easier.
So what he's doing right now is just heating up all of the glue that was behind there that was still stuck to the paint after you get all the vinyl off.
So the way I'm testing to see if it's warm enough yet, one by touch, get it to like a hot summer day. You can simply just take your finger and start to roll up the glue, and as you can see, just by me rubbing my finger on it, it really starts to remove the glue very easily. So we just got everything cleaned up on the B-pillar. It's nice and glassy smooth.
I'm going to apply the new vinyl wrap. This is just 3M 1080 film series. Obviously, it's a hot boy, fresh.
Hot boy.
Hot boy. Usually what I like to do before I even lay it is I like to just apply a little bit more heat just to kind of help heat the surface up and
get that glue nice and tacky.
Yeah, exactly.
We're fans of tacky stuff around here.
Take the heat gun again. Just kind of heat it, and you kind of eyeball it where you want it to go. Kind of lay it on there, just initial lay, and you can move it around, you can peel it up, peel it back.
And you want to make sure you're running your finger kind of down the middle of what you're wrapping
and
on small stuff like this. That way you're starting like a middle crease, and then you can kind of work the air out from your middle point.
Take my heat gun again and heat it up. See some bubbles start to form. That's when you take your felt squeegee and you run it up and down it use a felt and or suede.
Plastic or metal ones can potentially end up scratching. I mean, they're not guaranteed to. And another thing I'd point out too with the vinyl portion, especially when you come to trim, you want to make sure you're really paying attention to where you actually cover and don't cover with your weather stripping. That way you don't have like a little seam that you can visibly see.
And right now, after wrapping the middle part and laying it down flat, I'm just kind of going along the edge to kind of push the edge down along the side, just so that it gets a nice crease on the side.
So after you hit it with the heat for a little bit, you can see all the edges of the panel as you didn't previously. Now really you can start working out your air bubbles, that if you have any. We have a couple little tiny ones that shouldn't be a problem. Then you'll start to trim off and then really start to fit the vinyl to the panel.
And as far as corners go, use heat, because then it'll just kind of stretch itself and form it around the corner. It'll actually kind of cut itself off too. One good thing about using heat is it'll help cut the vinyl where it needs to be.
Oof. Would you just look at that? Just look at it. Just look at that. Would you just look at it?
Oh, would you just look at this? Just look at it. Just look at it.
Nah, dude, it does look pretty hot boy though.
Yeah. It's pretty hot boy, but like when there's no light on it, you can't even really see it.
No, you really can't.
Like, and then like it's only when the light really hits it.
So we'll go ahead now. We'll wrap up on this one, and then we'll move over to the other side and get that one done real quick. And then, so we really didn't film too much of this side just because it's literally the same thing you do over here. So Anthony's now cutting the vinyl out. As you can see, it's a very focused look on his face. So Anthony just wrapped up the final B-pillar, and honestly it looks really, really good. Like we were saying earlier, when it's in the dark, it's just fairly black. It looks like a very glossy, so when you hit it with the right light, you got a nice show spec kind of shimmer and hot boy fleck. So all in all, I can dig it. I think you should do the rest in this, but he's thinking maybe like a matte black.
Satin black, probably.
Or like a satin black.
Just to have a little bit of a sheen, but not enough, like not matte and not too glossy.
Let us know down. You already know how YouTube works. Tell us what you think. Should he keep it with the hot boy fleck? Or should he go with the not too sheeny, but little Martin Sheeny, Charlie Sheeny? As always, I'd like to thank every single one of you for watching. And if you like to, please subscribe for more mediocre content such as this, and take care.